If you've been visualizing but you haven't been getting the results that you want, you feel that there's a gap between your visualizations and your current results, then keep on watching this video because we're gonna talk about it. And we're gonna go over how to visualize to get what you want using process flow visualization. I remember when I first started visualizing, I would create these grandiose pictures in my mind. 20 years old, just starting my business, I would see that beach house that I wanted, that multi-million-dollar beach house, and I would see that and visualize that. And when it created a sense of inspiration for myself, it also created a lot of anxiety, overwhelm, and caused me to not take action because I felt I was always so far away. So we're gonna eliminate that throughout this process. And before we go any deeper, if you're an entrepreneur and you're looking to build your business to high multiple 6 to 7 figures, and you've gotten started in your business and you know that there's something keeping you stuck and you're not sure what it is from getting those next level results, make sure to click on the link in the description for a 10-minute consult call where you'll jump on with me or someone on my team. We'll go on back and forth to see where you're stuck and what's blocking you. And if you seem like to be a good fit, we'll schedule a deeper call to talk about our Power and Purpose Accelerator and see if you're a good fit to join us there. But where are you boggling yourself down with visualization, and what is creating this gap? And what can you do to overcome that gap so when you visualize, you actually create? You need to become a co-creator. And the way for you to do this is to stop just focusing on that far out picture and to actually visualize the action steps that you are taking to get you there. You see, when we visualize this far out picture, we don't know what the action steps are. And regardless, we'll never know what the exact action steps are. But we get caught up and we just think about this. And a lot of people use this as a cop-out. I'm visualizing, I'm thinking about it, so I should receive it. Now, obviously, you watching this video, you're an action taker, so you don't just sit there hoping it's gonna appear in your lap, because that doesn't make any sense. But you're just focused on the end game. You're focused on the end game that's very far away. So when you sit and you visualize and you focus on this, a couple things happen. It's gonna take a while to get there if this picture is very far off. It's gonna take a while for you to get there. So even if you're making progress where you're at right now and you're getting greater results and you're making more progress, you're still gonna feel that you're very far off. What we say to the guys who are working with us, and one of the principles that I follow is the abyss, just like an abyss when you're driving a boat, it's gonna keep moving further and further away. The only way for you to truly feel a gratitude is to be able to look back and see how far you've come. But if you have this picture that's so far off, it's going to feel like you always need to do more. And it's always going to feel like this challenge and this struggle. And you're always going to need to get there. And it's going to become overwhelming. And half the time, what I see so many people do is they end up stopping because you haven't achieved those results. And you don't even know where you're at, but you get burned out because you're so focused on this far off picture. You don't know the action steps that you're going to take, and you don't focus and see yourself taking the action. So in order to become a co-creator through your visualization, is you begin to visualize the action steps that you are taking along the process. If you have this goal to be able to make $50,000 per month in your business, let's say you're at $20,000 right now, and you have this next goal, big enough to excite you, but small enough for you to believe it's possible. This is what you really want to lock into when you're doing these things, when you're creating these goals and you have these visualizations. You have this set for yourself, right? So $50,000 per month. Then you break down the how. Now, you're not gonna know exactly how it's gonna turn out or how it's gonna pan out, but you're gonna know those next action steps for you to take. Visualize yourself doing that. If it's, I know running YouTube ads is gonna be important, and I know investing in the right YouTube ad training, and I know optimizing my YouTube ads, like these are the steps that are gonna get me there. Visualize yourself taking these steps. By you normalizing it in your mind and visualizing yourself taking these action steps in your mind, you're making it habitual in this external world. So you're going to be taking the action in the external world with ease and simplicity because, again, you're making it habitual. You're going to be acting and attracting in accordance to your belief system. So you see yourself nailing those YouTube ads. You see yourself studying it and optimizing your ads and knowing which way to go about it and what to do. You see yourself doing this, so you do it. If you just see the business at $50,000 per month, you're gonna get different action steps that come your way, but the action steps can also overwhelm you, and you may not necessarily take the action to get there. Now, you wanna spend the time once per week, twice per week, a couple times per week, seeing that $50,000 per month mark and seeing that money coming into your bank account and seeing that happening. But what you wanna do more regularly is seeing yourself taking the action steps. Procrastination is a major issue that a lot of people face. Analysis paralysis is a major issue that a lot of people face. Imposter syndrome is a major issue a lot of entrepreneurs face. What allows you to eliminate procrastination is you seeing yourself taking these action steps. You are making it habitual in your mind. Those next action steps that you're going to be taking, the ones that you feel you're putting off every single day, when you visualize yourself doing it, it becomes habitual here before it becomes habitual out here. When you see yourself, your reticular activating system, your unconscious mind, which leads to about 90% of your actions, your unconscious mind is doing the work and making it simple and easy for you to do this work in the external world. Visualize and become a co-creator the action steps that you're taking. Don't just visualize that end game picture, which I know a lot of people talk about, and that may be where you've been caught up to this point, where you're just visualizing this is the end. Allow yourself to visualize the steps as well as you were creating. This created a major change for me. I would visualize just business, right? I would just visualize the end game result. And just like you may have found yourself in the past, I would find myself procrastinating and not doing the work. I would find myself hoping and wishing, doing a lot of busy things as well. Because we create to-do lists as entrepreneurs or in life. We create these to-do lists and we keep ourselves busy. I would find myself doing a lot of the busy work. But then when I started to actually visualize the major action steps, you get clear in the top 4 action steps. This is what we have all of our guys do who join us at Power and Purpose. The top 4 action steps that you're going to be taking each day, the major outcome each week. When you visualize yourself taking these top 4 action steps, that's what your mind begins to focus on. That's what you begin to see, and that's what you begin to do. And you find the answers to actually get the results in these top 4 action steps. But if you're just visualizing this long-term outcome, you're going to find yourself doing a lot of busy work, and you're going to find yourself getting caught up in the mundane. And when you have this outcome in mind, it may not happen for a very, very long period of time because you're not allowing yourself to actually get clear in the steps that are required to get you there and to see and feel yourself actually taking those steps and begin to take those steps. Your beliefs lead to your actions, and your actions lead to results. So when you do visualize that far out outcome, you begin to know and understand and feel that that's possible for yourself. And if you're not, make it big enough to excite you and small enough to believe it's possible. You see and feel that it's possible for yourself, but you don't see and feel the action steps that you're taking leading up to it. And if you don't see and feel and believe that those action steps that you're taking specifically are going to get you the result, then you're going to hold yourself back over and over again. So what are the main things you can focus on? 80-20. What are the 20% of actions that lead to 80% of the results? What are your top 4 things that you can implement each and every day to get you closer to that? Visualize yourself taking these action steps each night before, because when you're sleeping, your unconscious mind doesn't stop and it's continuing playing these things. When you wake up in the morning and before you go to bed, visualize that result that you want, but also throughout the day, and when you're doing that, visualize the action steps that you're taking. So if your image, we went to the business side, let's say it's life, right? Like I want to live in this I see myself living in this 5-bedroom home, married with children. Awesome. See and feel that. But also see and feel your journey as you're doing that. See and feel the action steps that you're taking. See and feel yourself as you're moving through to get there. See and feel that, because that's what's true to you. When you can see yourself actually living the movie, not just the character at the end, but when you can see yourself living the movie and see yourself taking these action steps and doing it, you tap into a different part of your mind. Your unconscious mind creates. It becomes a creator. It becomes a co-creator, and you become a co-creator of your reality. Instead of just hoping and wishing something's going to happen by visualizing the end game goal, you become a co-creator and you begin doing. You begin to be, you become that version of yourself, and you begin to do the work that's required to get you there. When you find yourself getting overwhelmed with visualizations, it's because you're not clear on the action steps that you're taking. So let's say you're doing something like working out, right? Let's even bring that into example. Let's say you're doing squats, right? While you can picture yourself squatting 400 pounds, and you can just jump to the 400 pounds, will you actually just jump to the 400 pounds in real life? Or will you build up to it? Will you start with 145 pounds? Let's use a random number. I thought of the 45-pound plate, so I said 145. Will you start with 150 pounds? And then go to 200, and then 250, obviously in different increments. Would that be the way that you do it in reality? If it's the way that you do it in reality, then do it in your mind first, so those things begin to become habitual. Create in your mind first the exact steps that you're going to be taking. If you just focus on the end game, it seems unrealistic to you. You want it to be realistic to your mind. You want it to feel realistic. You want to see yourself playing it, so you actually begin to do it. So again, just to recap, in your visualization, know the outcome that you're after. Know how it's going to make you feel. And we have a specific video. You can click on the link in the description of the eye of how to actually set goals, the main principles to allow the law of attraction to work in your favor while you're setting goals. But focus and see yourself taking the action steps that are required to get you there. Any visualization, any goal that you have set for yourself. After this video, go and do it and then comment on the video, done, once you complete it. But go through this visualization process with yourself. It's going to be a lot more powerful, and you're going to find yourself actually taking the action and get it done, no longer procrastinating and allowing those results to move. And just make sure to remain open to your intuitive thought on what the universe tells you to do as you're taking action towards those next levels, because you don't know everything. Don't get caught up thinking that you do. See, feel, tap into infinite intelligence through your meditations, through your affirmations. Allow yourself to listen to what the universe is guiding you on, and then see yourself taking those action steps to actually make it happen. And again, if you're an entrepreneur and you're looking to bring your business to high multiple 6 to 7 figures, and you found yourself stuck at a certain point and you want to be able to break through the invisible barriers that are holding you back, if you know it's a mindset thing, or you know the strategies and tactics aren't working, you're putting in the work to make it happen, but your results aren't showing, make sure to click on the link in the description for a 10-minute consult call. We'll jump on with me or someone on my team. We'll go into detail to help you get clear on what those things are that are holding you back, see where you're keeping yourself stuck, and again, then you'll have the opportunity to potentially join us inside of the Power and Purpose Accelerator. Make sure, if you're still watching this video, which you are, that's why you hear me, make sure to click the like button, subscribe to this channel. Again, post your comments down below if you have any questions on anything. And we're posting 2 videos per week, every single week, so hit that notification bell on things like manifesting, mindset, upgrading your identity, and different things that are going to allow you to create the life that you truly desire to live. My name is George Wohar, and I'll catch you in the next video. Let's get it done.